Episode 41.
The dark side.
Doubled it up.
Double it up.
What's up with that, man?
We had to keep it going. Black History.
So we had
like I
that
told you last
month.
week, there was too much. There
Right.
was too much
talk
information to talk about. So
I like that. So we had to
this is
double
our
it
part
up.
2.
The dark side.
Dark side.
2.0.
2.0.
So what's this about the colonization? Talk to
So
me.
I had a question
Right.
about a different topic. And this morning I watched a video about Indians and how the day of Juneteenth, Abraham Lincoln also killed a mass murder of Indians.
Really?
Yeah, at the same time.
What source is this?
This was an Indian. I mean, I'm assuming he's telling the truth. You know, it was an Indian, like an Indian historian.
Okay.
And but it just got me thinking. So I said, you know, let's change the question. What if the colonization and expansion of America was covered by CNN? Like it is like the Ukraine war and everything out, you know, now.
Right.
What if we had factual video of what really happened during that time to the Indians?
That's crazy. So think about this. So what if
Genocide.
Right. What if social media was around when that genocide?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm
can you
pairing what
imagine?
you're saying. That's
Because
crazy.
in everything that, if you can remember, and everything that you were taught and also shown indirectly, Indians were warriors, were attacking innocent whites or settlers.
Okay.
Indians were this, or you know, they remember the cartoon, the dumb looking Indian that kept shooting a horse in his head.
Right.
It was always a disparaging, some sort of depiction of them
the
in a
Indians.
negative way.
Right.
Well, in the if this was videoed, you would see both sides. You would see another side, actually.
Okay.
A side that wasn't ever talked about.
Right. That's true.
Genocide.
That's good. Did you mean to do that? Another side, genocide? Did you mean to do that? Shout out to Coach with the bars, man. Listen, having said that, man, give us our theme music. Yeah. Episode number 4. You know what? This is crazy. We got the episode
41.
Welcome to On and Off the Field, sports podcasting with a purpose. I got your on the field coach.
Rest assured, this is your boy, Coach Boston, a.k.a. Steeler Nation since 1976.
And you got nobody knows the infamous Yoda Man since 1968. What up, Coach? Episode number 41, man.
What up, Coach?
The dark
side.
Luke,
I am your father.
I ain't gonna even hit the scary music because people think
It's not negative.
No,
it's
it's
just a spin
not.
on
But
Black
when
history.
you read that,
Right.
you immediately kind of
It's just a spin on Black history.
And I like that. It's a clickbait too.
Right. Yeah.
Clickbait. All right, press segment. So, man, we praying for the people dealing with warring over in Palestine and Ukraine and the Republic of Congo.
Yeah.
Got to pray for them.
Yes.
So, that's biblically right on point.
Mm-hmm.
It's so you know the modern day names of these places now as opposed to the names of them biblically. You kind of did that a little bit.
Right.
So you understand that this land over here, this war been going on since between these two brothers for
Since the beginning of biblical times.
Oh man,
Right.
Jacob and Esau
Fighting the
brother.
same
Jacob and Esau,
Yep.
Isaac and the other one, the Muslim Ishmael, got the same daddy. Isaac and Ishmael, they got the same daddy, but they. So this is bloodshed still going on over there.
Still going on.
You got to pray for. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Prayers for those people.
Prayers for those, man. Yep. Look at your neighbor.
Look at your neighbor.
The Tuskegee Airmen, nicknamed the Red Tails, were the first black military pilots in the United States. They flew over 15,000 missions during World War II, earning 96 Distinguished Flying Crosses, 8 Purple Hearts, and 14 Bronze Stars.
That's very interesting. Shout out to the Tuskegee Airmen because I've had my dealings with pilots, and I dealt. When I look back now,
Have you ever met any of the Tuskegee Airmen?
No, I met the Blue Angels.
Okay.
I actually worked with the Blue Angels.
Okay.
Because I was stationed in Pensacola for a minute.
Right.
For 2 years. So I worked with the Blue Angels. But I'm trying to think back if I saw African American pilots when I was on the USS Coral Sea. maybe one or two here or there. They didn't fly fighters. Maybe I may have seen in my whole Navy career one black fighter pilot.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to a reconnaissance pilot.
I got
you. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
It's a difference.
Sure.
As opposed to a tanker pilot.
Gotcha.
Somebody that's a refueler. You know, they refuel.
Right.
IFR, in-flight refueling.
Right.
You got those pilots. So I may have seen them. You know what I mean? I may have seen some flying mail carriers. C2. So, but yeah, that's, man, shout out to them, man.
Shout out to the Tuskegee.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah, man.
14 Bronze Stars. All right, pledge allegiance. Oh my goodness. We pledge allegiance to the red, black, and green flag, y'all. Oh my goodness. One nation of black people with one God for us all. Oh my goodness. Who wrote this? That Key Cole. United in the struggle for black love. We sure struggle. Black folks struggle with love so much. Oh my goodness. Black free, we struggle with being free. And black determination. Ain't no black people determined that way. There you have it. Listen.
Let's laugh.
Class clown segment.
Class clown.
Oh boy.
All right. What goes clop clop, bang bang, clop clop?
You missed the clock and a bang.
An Amish drive-by.
Why don't cannibals eat clowns?
Why?
They taste funny. That was good.
If you go to family reunions to pick up girls, guess what?
What?
You just might be a redneck.
Oh, that's nasty. If your daddy walks you to school because you're both in the same grade, guess what?
What?
You might be a redneck.
Why did the redneck bring a ladder to the bar?
Why?
He heard drinks were in the house.
What's a redneck 7-course meal?
What?
A deer and a 6-pack. Boy, that's crazy.
Okay, some people think it's a good idea to keep Indian people in the ghettos. But I have my reservations.
That's smooth. All right. What is white at the top and black at the bottom?
What?
Society. That's so true. That is a sour joke.
Right.
But it's a sour joke.
Yeah. What do you call a dog with no legs? It doesn't matter. He's not coming anyway.
What do you call a deaf gynecologist? What do you call him?
What do you call
A lip reader.
What's the difference between marijuana and pussy?
What is it?
If you can smell weed across the room, it's good weed.
Oh, you're right. Because the other one.
If you smell.
Oh, my goodness. She needed to be an enema. Okay, who's the first black guy to admit that he is the father?
Darth Vader. Luke, I am your father.
Luke. Great.
All right. Why did zombies get divorced?
Why?
Their marriage was dead.
Facts. Why did the lion go to therapy?
Why?
He found out his wife was a cheater. That was good.
I don't usually go to vampire weddings.
Why not?
They usually suck.
All the time.
All the time.
Look at your neighbor.
Look at your neighbor.
Rudolph.
Rudolph Frank Moore, better known as Rudy Ray Moore, was
in
in
the preacher voice.
Rudolph Frank Moore.
Well,
better known as Rudy Ray Moore. Was American, a comedian, singer, and actor.
Say it again.
American comedian, singer, and actor, and a film producer. Can you look at your neighbor and say,
The fact that you said it again right after I said it. Say it again. That was unscripted, y'all. Shout out to us. Hey, we got acting skills over here too. So anybody that want to put us on, we
Right.
don't charge that much.
That's right,
Just
that's
about
right.
minimum $250,000 a piece. Nah, and which leads us into this next segment there, Pimpin'. What you know about this right here? Eartha Kitt in Boomerang.
And
Pimpin'.
Boomerang, what you know about it?
Pimpin', Eartha Kitt was sexy, Pimpin'.
Looking from Dolomite, he said, I am Joe Blow the Lover Man. You should be paying me.
All right, hey buddy.
All right, there, Rich.
Hey, watch it there,
All
buddy.
right,
Watch it,
I'm
buddy.
keeping my eye on you there, buddy. What does AM and PM stand for?
You know, buddy, it's gonna be today years old when I find out. Because I have no clue.
All right, it stands for ante-meridian, which is Latin for midday.
Okay.
And PM stands for post-meridian, which is Latin for past
Now, could you
midday.
spell that word meridian?
MERDIEM.
ID. There you go. You misspelled it that first time, buddy. Okay.
All right. Next question there, Rick. What are nuns' farts?
I have no clue there, buddy.
They're delightful French pastries.
That's a real meal? Something
Yes.
you get? No way.
Nuns' farts.
Okay. Look at your neighbor.
Look at your neighbor. Maxie Cleveland Robinson is noted as the first African American broadcast network news anchor in the United States. Most notably serving as a co-anchor for ABC World News Tonight alongside Frank Reynolds and Peter Jennings from 1978 to 1983.
Wow.
Yeah, he was one of the first brothers, man, on the air.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
God, that's awesome, dude.
All right. Sorry, not sorry.
Okay.
An ex-boyfriend posted ads all around town with a number to call his ex-girlfriends for a contest who could sound the most like Chewbacca to win money. Are you serious?
So people were calling her when she rang. Hello.
Oh no, bruh.
Yes.
He plastered
He plastered these signs, he papered these signs on light posts, walls, billboards, and so her number got out there, and people were calling. She said she had a.
I got a question for the dude. Bitter much?
Bitter. Yeah, you think?
Bitter much?
You think?
Jeez.
You think? Gee, sorry, not sorry, brother.
I guess I know who broke up, who stopped that relationship.
Right.
Gee, golly. No way. I can't stand that. No way if somebody put my... yeah, that... Dang it. First and 10. First and 10.
Luca to LA.
Is it... Okay, I got a question to that statement.
Okay.
Is it for the future, or is he trying to get LeBron a ring before he goes?
Both.
I agree with that.
Both.
But I don't think the latter will take place. Trying to get LeBron
future?
another ring. Trying to get LeBron another ring.
Well,
I don't think
they've got
they're
to
gonna
both be healthy in there. I mean, if LeBron's not there, they don't have a chance. If Luka's not there, they don't have a chance. Both of them have to carry them.
I think Boston just dropped. The reason I bring that up because Boston is the one to beat in the East. Boston just dropped the game to somebody, right?
I don't think LA gonna beat Oklahoma.
Right. So my point is that it's not gonna work.
Well, I don't think it would work, but that's the shot that they're gonna, give.
Right.
They're
But
thinking
it's more
that
for the future, though.
They're thinking Luka is a better shot for the future, I think, than AD was.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't AD get to Dallas and pull or something?
Yeah, he's out.
Dude, are you kidding?
He's already out. He's already out.
How much money did they give him? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
I bet it
he's
was
on a
in the-
max deal though.
It's an obscene amount.
He's on a max
He's
deal.
not worth, dude.
Yeah, he's on a max deal.
He's a. You know what he is? He's a saltine cracker.
What you mean?
He's brittle.
Oh. Like you crumble him in the bowl.
Facts. He breaks easy.
Don't put him on no bowl of soup or something.
He's brittle, dude. No,
Look at your neighbor.
We knew Dallas got the worst end of that deal when we talked about it
Right.
before.
No
That's
doubt.
horrible.
No doubt.
Look at your neighbor.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.
All right.
All right. Wendell Scott was the first African American driver to win a race in NASCAR's Premier Grand National Series and the first African American to be inducted in the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Okay. That's lit.
The fictitious movie Grease Lightning, starring Richard Pryor, is based on his life.
Which was a good movie.
Yes.
That was a good movie.
That was
dude.
fire. And you got it on the Grease t-shirt.
I got on a Grease t-shirt. That was a Grease Lightning was a good movie.
Yes.
God, what that came out in 70?
In the 70s.
72, something like that.
It was,
It was early.
It was in the
70s.
70s.
All right,
70s.
coming out of the tunnel segment.
All right.
All right, was that
Cheney.
Cheney University became the first and only historically black college and university to reach a Division I Final Four with a championship appearance in 1982, led by Coach C. Vivian Stringer.
Yeah, she was fire.
Okay, and a Final Four appearance in 1984, led by Coach Winthrop McGriff, who was the first black male coach to lead a women's team to the Final Four. That's lit.
Two history facts.
That's
on one.
lit.
But can you imagine them coming out into the Final Four in that environment
Ooh,
for the first time?
Come out that tunnel.
Yeah. Can you? I mean, just what they were, what the emotions, what they were feeling.
Right.
Gosh.
What they experienced.
Yes.
Some folk might not have wanted them now.
Well, you know, in the 80s, it was actually more open. The issue wasn't so much black and white; it was women in general
That's what I mean.
being accepted.
Right. So it made it harder.
Right, exactly.
Right.
You know,
Look at your neighbor.
Look at your neighbor. So
Jim Dent.
Jim Dent, he ended up being like a senior PGA Tour professional.
Right.
Did some various traveling, but he won some various events. But for a significant portion of the Masters history, they were required to use the club's caddies, which were known as black caddies, the black caddies. These caddies, doing that, they possess the knowledge of the course, becoming renowned in expertise
That's
and reading the
fire.
green and learn and
Just
actually
by being caddy.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
The golf whisperers,
Serving
if you
to
will.
get you there, boy.
Man.
Serving to get you
But
there.
they couldn't play the course.
Yeah, but they mastered it though.
But they mastered it. A lot of them said that they played like at night when the course was closed.
Wow.
They got to actually play.
It's hard to see though.
Well, can you imagine learning the course if you at night
Ooh, you would tear somebody up
in the daytime?
boot to ass in the daytime.
Right.
Facts. Play one of them if you want to. Them
Man.
black boys. That's lit, bruh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Random 3 a.m. thoughts, which are always crazy. I low key grabbed my nose earlier and tried to do this before we got here. I said, I
You
can
can't do it.
it.
You can't do it. You gotta. If you close it all the way, you can't do it.
You can't hum while holding your nose.
You cannot hum while holding your nose.
Yeah.
Try it, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't do it if you're driving. You might faint. Don't do it. Wait till you get to your job. All right. The first person to discover milk was probably doing something weird. Facts.
How you gonna discover milk on a cow or a goat? What was you doing back in the day? Them herders.
You was Barnyard Folly. You remember? You know what Barnyard Folly is, do you? That's a sex tape they made way back in like the 80s, where this dude and his wife had a farm, and he was going around hitting the animals.
Ooh.
Cows,
Oh man.
chickens.
Ooh.
You hear me?
Ooh.
Literally. Barnyard Folly.
What's that
dude.
called? Bestiality?
Mm-hmm.
Is that called bestiality?
Yep. Barnyard Follies. Yeah. Crazy, ain't it?
They can have that.
All right. The number of people older than you will never increase. That's a fact.
Facts.
Yeah.
Look at your neighbor.
Look at your neighbor.
Look at your neighbor. Thomas Jennings, aka the first George Jefferson, was the first African American to receive a U.S. patent for his invention of the dry scouring method, which revolutionized fabric care. This was the early dry cleaning method.
Okay.
He was the first dry cleaner.
You mean to tell
First George Jefferson.
I was just gonna say, you mean to tell me George Jefferson about the first? All right, Serenity Now.
Serenity Now.
Wellness among black communities is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Boy, I could stop right there and talk about that, but hold tight.
Right.
Wellness among black communities is not a one-size-fits-all approach. If you are in need of support or if you're struggling, you can call, text, or chat with the 988 Lifeline. The 988 Lifeline works to give all people access to support that reflects their needs. There are counselors available to listen and support you without judgment. They are available 24/7 and it's free and confidential. Your mental health is a priority. So listen.
Yeah, and that's the real. This is not.
No.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Right.
The first wellness among black communities is not a one-size-fits-all approach. So mental wellness as well as physical wellness.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
But, and I say that but apprehensively, lightly, one alleviates the other, makes the other better. When you work out, working out is scientifically known to be a stress reliever, just overall wellness.
Yeah. It's a yin and a yang for each other.
Right.
It's its own yin and yang.
Right, that's the best way to put it. So that first statement, I could just, like you said, that helps your mental health though.
Yes.
You going through something, yourself, some of my hardest times, when I was going through, I was working out with tears in my eyes coming down my face.
Yeah.
But it helped
It helps.
at that time.
Right.
It brought me, it sustained me,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
I've walked many a time and people would not know that, I'm, in a crying mode. But when I finish.
You ever walked and cried?
Sure. Wow. Oh man. Many times.
That's heavy.
Actually, I wouldn't say on a regular basis, but quite frequent throughout the month. I mean, but it's in a good way.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It gets me to exercise things out and to get clarity.
That's a serious subject.
No doubt.
I'm glad we put this in here.
Serenity.
Serenity Now.
Yeah.
For people that's listening, like if you're struggling, because people have low self-esteem because of
There's so many issues.
So many different
that people
issues.
are
Why?
dealing
People
with.
have that.
There's so
Right.
many issues.
right.
The
Wow.
realm of spectrum of stuff that's the norm and that's not the norm. People deal with the same. It's still the same struggle.
It is.
Yeah.
But the responses was different. Some people respond
Right.
with anger. Some people respond with a genuine, hey, I need help. Some people respond with a closing up.
Fear.
They fear. Yeah. Quiet. I call it a quiet. They suffer in silence.
They withdraw.
Right. They suffer in silence.
Withdraw from what they know and into something else, and usually that something else is not good for them.
Right. That's usually how it is. You're right. Wow.
Yeah.
Look at your neighbor.
Look at your neighbor.
Look at your neighbor.
Look at your neighbor. Francis Cecil Sumner was the first African American to earn a PhD in psychology
All right.
in the United States. Also known as the father of black psychology, he helped start psychology department at Howard University.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
New segment.
New
right?
segment.
Lost in translation.
Yeah, we're going to conduct translating from various languages throughout the year.
Okay. So
This was Spanish.
So y'all got to understand something. This is my first time seeing this.
Yes.
So I'm looking at yo there,
So it's pronounced like
ho there.
right.
Ho there is a very versatile but also very vulgar Spanish word. It's important to understand that its use can be considered highly offensive in many contexts. As a verb, it can mean to F in the sexual manner sense or the sexual sense.
Yep.
More commonly, it means to bother, to annoy, or to mess with. Okay.
Yeah.
Ho there.
Oh, there. That's Spanish for fuck.
What?
Like if
I
something
left,
happens,
I left that to say.
if something happens and you're like, ho there.
Oh, so you can use it in that country.
Right.
Ho there.
Right. Spilled your water. Ho there.
I'm gonna tell you something. You wouldn't be able to say that in Pritchard. Because the average female gonna say, who you calling a hoe? Hoe where? Hoe where?
Ain't no hoe there.
Hoe where? Hoe where? Let me call my boyfriend. Yeah, we all in trouble because we speaking Spanish. You got knocked out because you speaking Spanish.
Tyrone, this Tyronica. Somebody call me.
See.
Okay, stop. All right, another new segment. Okay, spelling bee.
I want a spelling bee, bro.
All right, spell this word then? Eremitism, which is the act of gradually fading from lives of others.
I just walked into that one, didn't I? I want a spelling bee back in middle school, bro. That's what level of spelling word is that you giving me?
Come on, man. You can do it, coach.
Say it.
Eremitism, the act of gradually fading from the lives of others, not out of malice, but a desire for solitude or renewal.
Oh, wow.
Let me give you a sentence.
Okay.
The early Christian church saw a rise in eremitism, with many individuals seeking spiritual enlightenment through solitary living in the desert.
Okay. Eremitism.
Yes.
ERIMITISM.
Yes. That was close. ERE.
Oh. I didn't know if it was IRE
You
right
were
there.
close. You were close.
Doggone it.
You were close.
Shoot.
That was close, right?
That was close. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm pretty good at spelling. I love words.
Right.
I'm to the point where I break words down now. I don't break sentences down no more. I break words down now.
Right.
You know, you break a sentence down in one word now. All right. I like that. We got to keep that in there.
Yeah.
We got to keep that in there,
Yeah,
bro.
I like that.
Man, shout out to the Johnson podcast. And I told y'all, he the Ray Lewis around here. He started this podcasting business, and this the thanks he get.
Get out of here, Dewey.
Get out of here, Dewey. Quotes of the day. It's easy to make a buck. It's a lot tougher to make a difference. Tom Brokaw. That's fire.
That's fire.
So they got this thing on social media now, right?
Okay.
Where the parent, it's a generational thing. The parent it will say the first part of a slogan, and they want their children to finish the slogan.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Dude, you talking about hilarious. We know them.
Okay.
Because we're from that generation.
Gotcha.
So for instance, one chick had a daughter on there with her, and she say one of them she say my name Bennett.
I ain't in it.
You know what her daughter said?
What?
When she said my name Bennett, she said Joseph. Said what?
Joseph?
My name Bennett Joseph. She said it's a Bennett Joseph out there somewhere. That's what she said. Watch this. She say, okay, never let your right hand.
Know what your left hand doing?
You know what the daughter said?
What?
Get lower than your left hand. She did this one. She say, the people in hell.
Say what now? Say it again.
People in hell want.
I don't know that one.
People in hell want ice water.
Okay,
You never heard that one?
No.
You ain't never heard that one?
No.
Oh man, I
No.
should have did that one. Golly.
I ain't never heard that
So
one.
you should
They
do
do need some ice water though.
rock facts. It ain't gonna help them though. It'll melt before they get. It'll be boiling hot
Lucifer
water.
gonna take that water. Give me that water.
Let me make a spiritual point real quick on this. What people don't realize. People say, when you think about hell, you're equated with fire, right?
Right.
So, oh man, people gonna be in hell. They gonna be burning up. Agony.
Right.
You know what's gonna be worse than that? That's not gonna be the agony. The agony is gonna be being separated from God forever.
Right.
That's the agony.
Right.
Not the fire.
Right.
People look at hell and they go, like Lucifer down there, pulling the fire iron. And, no, it's separation from God. That's the agony.
Right.
Separated from the one that made you.
Because you don't realize even though for some, you don't realize he's there with you.
Facts.
Even though if you appreciate it or not.
You
or
don't
acknowledge it or not,
realize.
he's with you.
Just like oxygen.
Right.
We don't see it,
But it's
we
there.
consistently breathing it.
And wait till you're without
Wait
it.
till you without it.
Yeah.
You will know. Immediately you're going to know.
Right. Right.
That's
You
a
don't
good-
think if you don't think listening, you don't think that you're living with grace and mercy.
Whoa! Wait
you
till
can hear us now.
Wait till you get not
Age-
don't have it no more.
Age 4 or whatever, you got grace and mercy.
You got grace and mercy.
Yeah.
Facts.
Facts.
Man, Yoda be popping up everywhere, bro. Get out of here, dude.
Tallulah. The world is a book,
Right.
and those that do not travel read only one page. St. Augustine.
Say that again.
The world is a book, and those that do not travel read only one page.
That's fire.
Yeah, deep is actually as well.
I'm gonna ask you a dumb question,
Sure,
but no question is
No dumb.
Was Saint Augustine black?
I think so. Spanish, maybe.
Okay.
I gotta check that out.
Okay.
That's a good question.
Get out of here, Dewey. It's okay to fall down. Get up, look sickening, and make them eat it. RuPaul. Now that's a fire quote. Even though that's hot dog water. Shout out to RuPaul.
Kill the wabbit.
Yeah, the wabbit.
The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Yes, Big Brother Almighty. If you have a chance to accomplish something that will make things better for people coming behind you, and you don't do that, you are wasting your time on this earth. Roberto Clemente. Roberto Clemente.
You know who he is?
I'm vaguely familiar.
He's one of the best baseball players. Played for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Okay.
And he died in a plane crash.
Oh, wow.
Delivering supplies to his native
Making the
country.
world better.
Yeah.
Died doing what he loved.
Yeah.
God.
He was like the Babe Ruth of his time.
Wow.
He was good.
That's heavy.
Yeah. He was good. Okay. What you talking about, Willis?
Oh. We were talking about Willie.
The word gorilla derives from a Greek word meaning a tribe of hairy women.
I know you lying. I know you lying, bro. I did not see that. I know you lying. Where you get this from? I need to fact check this. The word gorilla derives from a Greek word meaning a tribe of hairy women.
You gorillas.
Come on, bro. For them to even name them gorillas, they had to look sort of like
Like
gorillas.
gorillas. I mean, that's the name had to come from somewhere.
So the women were that big.
And hairy.
Oh, everywhere? It was hairy everywhere like that.
No baldness there.
Oh, man, bruh. That's a struggle.
Yeah, like mustache, breasts, and goatee, navels.
Ah, no, I can't do it.
Beard
All right,
elbows.
look at your neighbor.
Look at your neighbor.
Sarah Boone, an African-American dressmaker, invented the modern-day ironing board. With its approval in 1892, she became one of the first black women to be awarded a patent. That's lit. That's lit.
Mary's Nerd Nugget Fun Facts.
Now, you know I be loving these, bro. I be loving the nerd fun facts.
All right. The glabella in humans is the area of skin between the eyebrows and above the nose.
Wait a minute. The what now?
The glabella.
The glabella.
Glabella. It's the area of skin. Like for AD, Anthony Davis, we were talking about?
Right.
The brow.
Oh man,
That's the
nah,
brow.
bro. Talking about that's the unibrow.
That's the unibrow. That's
So
where
it's
your brow
called the
is.
glabella.
The glabella.
My sister she said she want to catch AD sleep and cut that. Did you know?
Did you know Larry Doby was the second African American to play in Major League Baseball? This was after Jackie Robinson.
Okay.
But he was the first to play in the American League with the Cleveland Indians.
Wow.
Yeah. He was actually, his son was my high school football coach.
What?
Yes. He was the running
Dude,
back.
how do you get all these connections like that?
He's retired in New Jersey, lived in Montclair, and his son became a coach.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a coach. He was my running back coach.
Wow.
Things that make you go,
Let's go with that. That's one of my favorite segments.
Okay, Avon was originally a door-to-door book selling business. The sales reps would give away free perfume as an incentive to buy the books, but the perfumes became more popular than the book sales.
That's crazy.
Huh?
That's crazy, bro. Well, you know what time it is. Yoda time.
All right, Yoda. Okay, so I added something to it this morning because when I had the question, I was like, okay, I need to know this too.
All right.
Who and what is Leviticus? And in Leviticus 19:33 to 34, keeping on the theme about Black history, it says, when a foreigner resides among you in your land, do not mistreat them. The foreigner residing among you must be treated as your native born.
Okay.
Love them as yourself, for you were foreigners in Egypt. I am your Lord, your God.
All right. So Leviticus, first of all, Leviticus can be called a book of worship. The reason it's called a book of worship is because it covers the moral law, ceremonial law, right? Mm-hmm. It covers the laws. It's the ceremonial, the moral, and it's one more I forgot. But
Book of Laws?
yes,
Like a Book of Laws?
It covers those.
Okay.
Those are the three headings.
Okay.
Right, ceremonial, food, moral, the way you treat each other.
Okay.
Which here is under the moral.
Right.
When a stranger, just talking to Israel as a nation, he said, hey, Israel, listen, when I brought y'all out of Egypt now, y'all powerful, my hand on y'all, you're going to draw people. Strangers, they got genuine hearts. When they come, don't you treat them like they're strangers.
Gotcha.
Because when y'all were separated from me, I didn't treat you like a stranger.
Right.
So that's what he was trying to tell them right here.
Okay.
So there was morality he was teaching them. Don't do that. It's not good. It's immoral to do that.
Right.
To treat a stranger as if they're a stranger just because they're a stranger.
Right. Right.
If that makes sense.
Right. Because they're going to be different from you.
Right. But we still got the same God.
Right.
They love God. Mm-hmm. So don't treat. So that breaks racial barriers. That'll kill. That could cross racial barriers. That could cross ethnic barriers. That crosses. You know what I'm saying?
I think it does.
Facts. It pierces through whatever. That's how you know it's God. Mm-hmm. You feel me?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's what that is. So the book of Leviticus is a book of worship, and so people say, "Oh, well, how you say it's
other
worship?"
people writing different?
Moses wrote this one.
Moses wrote this.
Yes,
Okay.
Moses was the author of Leviticus.
Okay.
Yes, he was a book. So, but yeah, it's a book of worship, but it's laws. People probably say, when I first read the Bible, I skipped Leviticus. Probably the worst thing I could have did. Because when I went back and read it, whoa.
Okay.
It's one of the you need to read it. It's crazy. The stuff he had to teach them.
Okay.
Don't do this. Don't sleep with your mama. Don't sleep with your daddy. Don't sleep with your uncle. Don't sleep with your... He literally had to tell them, don't sleep with your sister. Don't you sleep with your daddy's wife.
Right.
Your mama. If he had to tell them that, why would he have to tell them that?
They was doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Them
Or
jokes in the
somebody
beginning.
around them that they was coming to was doing it.
Right. Right.
For him to have to say that to them, literally, there's
Then that
no
was out there. Then it was out there.
This ain't no symbolism. This is literally, do not sleep with your dad's wife. She's your mother. That's his nakedness.
Right.
You've uncovered your father's nakedness.
Right. Right. That's what he meant.
Ain't that crazy?
Fire, man.
So the book of Leviticus is a book of worship because, people think that worship is, and I know we're kind of going along, but and people think that worship is hands up to God, hallelujah. You know what worship is to God? It's me treating you kind, like God would treat you.
Right.
If I treat you the way God would treat you, that's worship to God. That's a sweet aroma to God. He said, oh, that smells good. Because I would treat him like that.
Right.
That's what that is.
That's what it is.
Man,
Facts.
Yoda. Yo, this be getting better, bro.
But you know what, man? It's true. If you think about just the base principles of that book so many years ago, you talk about Leviticus, how far along back was that written? And just your basic principles that apply, you still have to say
How applicable
today.
it is today.
Yeah.
And relevant.
And if we were like that, you would not be hearing about these wars,
Right.
and NATO and all
None
this
of
stuff.
that
It wouldn't matter.
manifest.
It wouldn't matter.
None of that would manifest.
It wouldn't matter. Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Ode to the ladies.
Wait a minute.
All right. This is a very short poem.
I got to hit we know we got to get into the ladies, brother.
This is a very short, and this is actually really good too.
Now this is coach. This is all coach, y'all. Ladies, this is all coach. I'm gonna give it to him again. Here's your lead.
It says, I never paid attention to the affairs of the world.
Ooh.
It was your face that made them so beautiful in my eyes.
Ow.
This is the Persian poet Hafez, who's trying to say that the things of this world are not worth much attention. It's the light of God that shines upon them that makes them look beautiful in his eyes.
That's fire. Yeah. What's his
I
name?
figured you might like him. You didn't check him out. He's very deep.
That's Hafez is his name.
Hafez.
That's fire.
Yes.
Boy, you know I like that kind of stuff. Yeah, you're the like.
Yeah.
That's lit. All right, Animal Planet segment.
Animal Planet.
Here are a few animal tidbits. Turtles can breathe through their butts. Okay.
Didn't know that.
No, I didn't,
Thanks, Rick.
didn't know
Appreciate
that.
better
But
information there, Rick.
we definitely appreciate you giving us that bit of info there, Coach.
Appreciate that there, Coach.
Kangaroos can't walk backwards.
You see him walking back.
Oh my goodness! Look at your neighbor. Oh, your rock and roll voice.
Is that your rock and roll voice?
Is it? Is that your rock and roll voice? Look at your neighbor. Yeah. Okay.
All right. The rock and roll band Pink Floyd
Uh-huh.
got its name from two black American blues musicians, Pink Anderson and Floyd Council.
Hey man, how much stuff they gonna take from us and they ain't gonna give us credit, bro? I ain't gonna sit here idly by too much longer. Now they done stole land from the Indians.
You must think I'm a slave.
You must think. Man, they stole a lot of stuff, Coach.
Yeah. Every Black History fact that I'm reading was stolen, actually. So anyway, the band suggested the combination of their names as a tribute to those artists.
So did they? Okay, all right. So do they get money out of that? They're
that's
using
a
their
good-
name, image, and likeness.
Now that's a good question.
NIL. It was NIL way back.
Now that's a good question.
All right. 2 thumbs up segment. Morris Day in Purple Rain. I saw it. I looked at that. You sent me.
Saw that.
boy.
This
You-
is
boy,
the
you
scene right
goofy.
here. This is the scene right here.
Morris Day in Purple Rain. 3, 4, 5.
Oh Lord, cut!
That's me, man. I gotta
Yeah,
do that.
okay.
Oh Lord, cut. You ladies don't seem to realize how valuable my time is. You're gonna make my boys look bad.
Why don't you let us come up with some of our own stuff?
We tried that, remember? Now you're in the best possible position you could be in. So what's the matter? Your shoes are on too tight or something? Clap, clap.
Let's have some action.
Let's have some action. Let's have some asses wiggling. I want some perfection. You know you gotta hit that part.
Boy, he
Y'all should have saw Coach. Coach was rude for me to do that part. He was like, "You gotta go up on that part. Let's see some asses wiggling." I want you were rude for me, Coach. I see.
I had you, brother. I had your back now.
Red flag.
Red flag
segment.
segment. Okay, sexual abuse in the black
man.
community. That uncle or person in the family.
Listen,
There's a lot of hidden abuse in the black community sexually.
listen, fans. Let me say this right quick. I know we go from one extreme to the next. We be laughing our butts off at something, and we go from there to, and it's a serious
Serious deal.
segment.
Right.
It
Fact.
don't get me wrong, but it's just the way you on a roller coaster ride when you on and off the field. Because, we be on the field 1 minute
And off it
and
the
we
next.
off the field the next.
Right.
That's the roller coaster ride. You got to be willing to step on the field when we step on the field.
Hey, keep it interesting.
And keep it interesting. And when
Right.
we decide to step off the field, say, hey, they off the field now, let's go. You just got to, right?
Facts,
That's the
facts,
flow.
facts.
Having said that, serious subject, man.
Yeah, man.
I know personally people who have been victims of molestation, particularly by uncles.
Yeah.
I know personally several. And
As do I.
the impact that it has on well, let's say for the majority, we're gonna say it's young women that's being molested by their uncles. Maybe it's
can't
a
say
handful.
that. You
I
can't
said
say
majority. I'm just saying handful of young men. You think it's half and half? Just as much?
I don't know if you can even put a fair percentage and be accurate.
Okay, let's leave that
say
alone.
Yeah.
Let's just stick
But
to
let's
this.
say it's happening.
Okay, let's just say it's happening. All right. The severity of that, the consequences that come about from it in the person's life, the what it births in them. For some, they become very promiscuous or sexually active.
Yeah.
They go off the deep end sexually.
Or mentally.
Mentally
Withdrawn
right.
or anger.
Some of them choose the opposite sex, saying I hate this sex because they do this, so I'm never going to deal with them. So I must
I
be
knew
this.
a family member
Right.
she,
Thanks.
she was raped in college, and eventually then became
Yes. What she thought was
in a women
Right.
to women relationship.
right. She thought that was the escape, or that's getting your lick back.
Yeah.
I get my lick back by not dealing with none of y'all ever again.
Right.
Matter of fact,
That's how that flew.
yeah. Matter of fact, I hate all of y'all.
Right.
That's really what it comes. That's what happens, bro. And that's kind of
That's deep though.
that's heavy, coach.
No, it's deep. It runs through, and you just
So is the red flag the uncle, or is the red flag the person that's been abused?
it's the
because-
abuse itself.
Because
It's what's happening.
right, the victims of it, they
And you can look at it
struggle.
and say, well,
They
who
struggle in
would it be?
relationships.
Who would it be? You know, you think about you have to think about who would it be. You leave your son or daughter with a
Okay,
relative
Right.
that you feel comfortable with.
right,
Certain people that you feel comfortable with your kids.
you're right.
And everybody.
You're right. You got a
You know,
good point.
Family, friends.
Right.
In the 70s,
Red flag.
60s, 70s, it was easy to live your child with a family friend.
You know,
A neighbor.
we did more sleepovers too.
lot of
Spending the night.
sleepovers.
That's what we call
That
it.
was common.
Spending the night.
Spending the night. That was common.
Spending the night.
That was very common. Very common.
Yeah.
And you
missed the red flags.
And you were around people who you should not have been around.
Right.
Who should not have been around kids.
But they were familiar faces.
Familiar faces.
Wow, bro.
Happened, and a lot of that stuff happened in front of your parents and stuff. They did, you know.
Let me. Can I piggyback a little bit?
Sure.
Add a little variation to that. Another variation to the red flag. Another one is a person that's been abused. There's red flags.
Yes.
They struggle in relationships.
You could see it.
They struggle in relationships, and it's a red flag. They show red flags, and you have to be able to see them. But you don't always see them because they're not gonna always because they don't just flat out tell you, "Hey, I was molested when I was such and such by whoever," and it's got me looking at people different. Everybody got a question mark over their head.
Yeah. Over time, if you get to know people, that stuff like that comes out when they feel comfortable to talk with you about it. That's kind of how that works. Yeah.
Man, is this next segment what I think it is?
So this is almost kind of like a new segment. It's two gay guys guess the charge. You have to guess the charge of the individual that I'm going to call out. First one is Bill Cosby. What was his charge?
I think Bill was raping folk with the P.
Well, what's the? Are you saying rape is the official charge? Is that your final answer? Coach Rick?
Yes. What is it?
Sexual assault.
Sexual assault. So that ain't rape? Isn't that a synonym for rape?
The official term for guilty charge is sexual assault.
Well, I ain't got to argue with you, not blame.
Okay, Coach Rick. All right, R. Kelly.
Oh my goodness. He pissed on people.
That's one charge, sure. Child sexual abuse. That's the official term.
What is it?
Child sexual abuse.
What?
Okay, the next one, his name is P. Diddy. What is the official charge for Mr. Diddy?
Lubing booties. With baby oil. Cause
Oh my
they
goodness,
found
Coach Rick.
1,000 bars of baby oil. And I can't even answer that in none but a man voice.
Sex trafficking and racketeering.
Oh, man.
And the next actor, Cuba Gooden Jr.
What they got Cuba for?
They got Cuba, man.
Ain't nobody told me nothing. Cuba? What you done did, Cuba?
Cuba, they got
I
Cuba.
told you, Cuba.
He work at the Foxtel Mall.
What? What
So you gotta get with the program.
Hey, what they got Cuba for?
Single harassment charge forcibly touching a woman.
So was he linked with
He was,
Diddy?
he was grabbing booties.
Was he linked with? So at least he wasn't a man, though, right?
No, he was just grabbing booties.
just grabbing-
He thought he was Cuba Jr. above the law. You can't just grab nobody booty.
He thought what?
Cuba Gooden Jr. above the law.
What part? Say that again.
Cuba Gooden Jr. above the law. And the next one,
Here you go.
the
OJ.
last one, the juice, O.J. Simpson. The official charge.
Murder.
Correct, Coach Rick.
But if the glove don't quit, you must have quit. Says the late great Johnny Cochran.
Final drive,
All right,
sports
Final Drive,
Jeopardy.
Sports Jeopardy. All right, the sex doctor segment. Here we go,
Okay.
boy. In 1860, women with anxiety, mood swings, and depression were taken by their husbands to a doctor where they were diagnosed with hysteria. The treatment for this particular disease was a pelvic massage creating an hysterical paroxysm, which we now know as an orgasm. Wait a damn minute. There's no earthly way that I'm going to take my wife voluntarily to the doctor for another man to perform on her what I could willfully do at my address for free, having not even extended my insurance policy. Further reading, this treatment became popular. Oh my goodness. This is crazy, bro. Wait. All right. Okay, this treatment became popular, I'm sure it did, among women, but left the doctors exhausted by the end of the day. Oh my goodness. I got tears. Okay. Whew. This treatment became popular among women, but left the doctors exhausted by the end of the day. A vibrating device was invented so to help the doctor administer the treatment without tiring. Thus, the vibrator was born, originally as a healing tool. This changed when it was seen in adult films, making it now the popular sinful product.
You remember that video I sent you
Bruh.
with Mr. D, the rocket ship, the
Listen,
little boy's
dog.
rocket ship? He had brought for show and tell.
Yeah.
This is my dad's,
Bruh.
my mom's rocket ship.
I'm done, bro. I'm sorry. I'm getting feedback, and I'm sorry. That's
Oh, my
that's
goodness.
probably the best sex doctor segment ever in 41 episodes, 40 episodes. That one tops all of them, dude. Oh, that's crazy.
Tallulah, Tallulah, Tallulah.
Oh yeah.
The song "The Electric Slide"
Oh,
was about a vibrator.
I'm not ready.
Bunny Wailer was inspired to write the song after his girlfriend told him she didn't need him. She had a vibrator called the Electric Slide.
Nah, I need to look up the lyrics to Electric
look the
Slide, bro.
lyrics.
Wait a minute, bro. Hold on. Wait a
Look them lyrics
minute,
up.
bro. Hold on, bro. Wait a minute. Lyrics to Electric Slide. Wait a minute, bro.
Yeah, you want to see that?
Hold on, cuz. You can't see it, it's electric. You gotta feel it, it's electric. Ooh, it's shaking. It's electric. Jiggle and mess up. What? She's a pumping like a matic. She's a moving like electric. She sure got the boogie. You gotta know it. It's electric boogie, woogie, woogie. Now you can hold it. Now you.
Huh?
I've got to move. I'm going on a party ride. I got a groove, groove, groove. All from this music I just can't hide. Are you coming with me? Come let me take you on a party ride and teach you. I teach you the electric, and we dancing. It ain't a dance, y'all.
Yep, buddy.
Some say it's mystic. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. You can't resist it. It's electric. Boogie,
Boogie,
woogie,
woogie,
woogie. You can't do without it. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. Jiggle and muck, she's moving like it. Man, that's crazy.
So when she's going like, what do you think is happening?
She's coming. Jiggle and muck, man, I'm done.
All right. An ode to McNutt. Okay. Ernest Hemingway once said, in our darkest moments, we don't need solutions or advice. What we yearn for is simple human connection. A quiet presence, a gentle touch. These small gestures are the anchors that hold us steady when life feels like too much.
All right, did you hear that, McNutt?
So this is our poem to you, McNutt.
Please don't try to fix me, Monica. Don't take on my pain or push away my shadows. Just sit beside me as I work through my own inner storms. Be the steady hand I can reach for as I find my way.
My pain is mine to carry. My battle's mine to face. But your presence reminds me I'm not... Private joke, guys. Reminds me I'm not alone in this vast, sometimes frightening world. It's a quiet reminder that I'm worthy of love, even when I feel broken, Monica.
So, in those dark hours when I lose my way, Monica, will you just be there? Not as a rescuer, but as a companion. Hold my hand until the dawn arrives, helping me remember my strength.
Monica, your silent support is the most precious gift you can give. It's a love that helps me remember who I am, even though when I forget.
An ode to Magnus.
An ode to Magnata. Pet peeve segment. When you get out of when you get out of the grocery store and you about to open a bag of chips and it won't open.
I saw that this week.
Okay.
Lady was pushing a cart. She reached as she was pushing the cart to her car. She reached the bag out. She tried to open it as she was couldn't open it. Eventually, she was so frustrated she just stopped in the middle of where cars are trying to go.
Said, you know
to
what?
try and get this bag.
It is
open.
what it is.
I'm like, baby, you need it. Yeah. So I wrote that's our pet peeve.
Gotcha. All right, got them
You
with
ever
it.
you ever could open a bag of chips?
Never. They get over. I get them open. Yeah. Won't play. All right.
There is one story yellow house with everything yellow. Yellow doors, yellow walls, yellow furniture, yellow floor. So what color are the stairs? You need help, precious.
Wait a minute. They're yellow.
Incorrect.
Stupid. What
I
color?
said there is a one-story house. There are
No stairs. All right. All right.
what gets long when you jerk it
Oh my goodness.
fits in between breasts, slides in a hole, and loves to be jerked. My precious.
Fit between boobs. I don't know. You got me, precious.
A seat belt.
Oh my goodness. Okay. You stupid. All right, tongue twister segment. I said tongue twister. I tongue twisted I tongue twisted the tongue twister. Look. Nixon's knickers now. How many yaks could a yak pack if a yak pack could pack yaks? Nixon's knickers now. How many yaks could a yak pack if a yak pack could pack yaks?
It's no. Nick Snickers, no.
Okay, Nixon's knickers now. No. Nixon's knickers, no.
I got you, man.
You got me on that one, Coach. All right. Never have I ever segment.
Okay, never have I ever.
Right.
So this is from
And that's the truth, Ruth.
Do the Right Thing.
Okay.
When he was in the in the radio booth.
All right.
Samuel Jackson.
All right. And that's the
truth,
trouble.
Ruth.
And that's
for
the
yes.
double.
And that's the double truth, Ruth. For
That's
no.
the double truth. Okay. All right.
Okay. Never have I ever been to a swingers party.
That's the double truth, Ruth.
And that's the double truth, Ruth. Never have I ever wore clothes with the tag still on them.
And that's the double truth, Ruth.
Never have I ever worn house shoes outside of the house. And that's the truth.
And that's the truth, Ruth. Oh, yeah, definitely, brother.
Never have I ever had a crack across the windshield.
And that's the truth, Ruth.
Never have I ever driven on a spare tire more than 2 weeks after the flat. And that's the truth,
And
Ruth.
that's the truth, Ruth.
Never have I ever ran a race barefoot in the street. And that's the truth, Ruth. And last one, never have I ever left a social gathering with a plate.
And that's
the truth, Ruth. All right, tech segment. Don't forget to like or follow us on your favorite podcast platforms. And of course, our website, onandoffthefield.com. That's with a DA. Coach,
Listen, man, episode number.
the dark side.
And my favorite, the sex doctor segment.
Sex doctor, that was good.
That's my favorite sex. That's bruh. That was good, bruh. That's hilarious, man. It's been on and off the field sports podcasting with a purpose. You got your on the field coach.
Rest assured, this is your boy Coach Boston, aka Steeler Nation since 1976.
And you got the infamous Yoda man since 1968. Episode number 41, coach.
The dark side.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.